Hello, this is Steve with the Free Bullion Investment Guide. Today is February 2nd. I'm doing a review and outlook for the US dollar. This is a US dollar daily chart. In my last video dated on January 26th, I showed you these two patterns, a falling expanding wedge, which is a positive pattern for the US dollar, and a rising expanding wedge, which is a negative pattern for the US dollar. The US dollar broke and confirmed the rising expanding wedge early last week. This long, tall, falling candlestick right here, which was made on the last Friday, the 25th, happened mostly because of a Wall Street Journal report that said that we should expect a dovish Fed after their Wednesday meeting. Excuse me. And this was the Wednesday meeting. And we could see that the U.S. dollar continued to fall in price after the Fed came out and said that they weren't going to raise interest rates anytime soon, and that they were just going to be more accommodating to the market. So the rising expanding wedge was confirmed last week, so we'll remove that. And as far as any new patterns out of the U.S. dollar, there aren't any. However, I do expect it to continue to fall in price, mostly because there is no support under the dollar as far as fundamentals. The Fed was its biggest cheerleader, I guess you could say. With rising interest rates, and reducing the balance sheet, it was helping the dollar stay above 95. However, I'm willing to bet that the U.S. dollar will test the $95 support level this week, and it could very easily fall below it. I do expect a kind of a sideways movement. The U.S. dollar has been falling, but with a kind of a sideways movement, and that's exactly what I expect to continue to see of the U.S. dollar. Even though it's inside of a falling expanding wedge, it doesn't look like it's going to be broken to the upside anytime soon. The Fed just said they're going to be more accommodative. The government could shut down in a couple weeks again unless there's a breakthrough. And also, the trade war doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. But there's hints of a change in all of those factors except for the Fed. So who knows what's going to happen? But right now, the Fed was the dollar's biggest support, and right now it's not there. So because of that, I totally suspect the U.S. dollar will test the $95 support level this week. It did help keep the dollar. It was very good support level for the U.S. dollar back in January and also back in October of 2018. However, we'll see if it can stand above it this week, because I have a big feeling that the U.S. dollar will be testing the support level next week. So we will see what happens with that. And that is my outlook for the U.S. dollar, that it will continue to fall, and it will find support at the $95 price level. It's a matter of time just to see if it will stay above it. But the falling expanding wedge is still very relevant. It hasn't been broken to the downside or the upsides, and until it is, it will remain in these charts. So I thank you for your time. I look forward to talking to you next weekend. Take care, and God bless.